Welcome to the Excel Pod.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another Organic Christianity. This show is designed for us to look at God's Word and to discover the simple truths that are found there. Now, how we're going to do that is by simply opening up our Bible and using context clues and all the different tools for us to be able to find those truths. My name is Matt Jones, and I'm the preaching minister here at the Hilldale Church of Christ. And what we have been doing for the past month or 2 months is we've been looking at the beatitudes of Revelation, and we're going to do that very thing again today. And what's cool is we only have two more. And these last two come from the very last chapter of the book of Revelation, Revelation chapter 22. And so what I would like for you to do is look at Revelation 22 with me to find out what John is saying through this beatitude. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my Logos Bible software open with us, and I am going to go ahead and open up my Bible. Now, I want to do something with you to kind of show you, I guess, even just the power of Logos and why I love it so much. So if you remember, a beatitude are these blessed are those, or blessed is those, or is this person who has done these sort of things. Okay. Now, knowing that, I want to be able to search all of these times in the book of Revelation where these blessed statements are. So notice over here up in the search bar at the top, I have Revelation chosen. And so I know that these beatitudes are either blessed are or blessed is. So I'm going to type in my search bar here, blessed are or blessed is. So it's going to go through and choose all of these times, or find all of these times in this particular book where these statements are found. Now, only one of these instances are missed, and that's Revelation 20, verse 6, which we talked about last week. But notice it pulls up the other six. And if you notice down here in Revelation 22, verse 7, I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and it's going to pull up that particular reference. Notice, John says here in the Revelation, and it's actually in red, which is telling us that this is Jesus' words. And behold, I am coming soon. Blessed is the one who keeps the words of the prophecy of this book. Now, this book is in specific reference to the Revelation. Now, you'll note also that Jesus is reassuring the people that would be given this book, this message from John, this revelation. He is saying, blessed is the one who's going to keep everything that's found in this book. And at the very beginning of that verse, in verse 7, you find a very encouraging statement. He says, look, I am coming soon. Behold, I am coming soon. And that's why he says, blessed is the one who keeps the prophecy in this book. Throughout Revelation, especially when you start seeing the seals being opened, the bowls of wrath being poured out, all these different things, what you're finding is that judgments are coming. Either they're judgments upon the Christian people because of what Rome is going to be doing to them through harsh persecution, or it's judgments from God on the Roman Empire. We know that these judgments are going to be carried out by Jesus. And so that's why Jesus is saying, behold, I am coming soon. Now, this is probably going to be a huge encouragement, because Jesus is going to come and he's going to cast judgment on those that are in the Roman Empire that have been harshly persecuting God's people. But you also remember at the very beginning of Revelation, in Revelation 2 and 3, that you have these moments where Jesus is sending these messages to these seven churches. And As you see in the structure of those letters, each time he's telling most of them, these churches, that, hey, there's something you need to work on. And he's going to encourage them that, hey, when I come, you better have repented of these things, or else we will remove that lampstand from you. You see, there is this message that he is coming soon. And so blessed is the one who's going to keep this prophecy of this book. How blessed is that person going to be? And the judgment may be a temporal judgment when he comes and judges the church, or maybe it is a final judgment. Or maybe it's the judgment on the Roman Empire. Could you imagine being a Christian at this time, finally having Jesus come and destroy the Roman Empire, Revelation 19, and the false prophet and the great harlot? The life of a Christian would have eased up, and it would have become a little bit easier to live, because they would have not have been harshly persecuted day in and day out. But you also think, blessed are we, because there is the message of those who are remaining faithful unto death, those who are conquering the world. Sure, we're not fighting against the Roman Empire, but the devil is still out there. And he's still trying to, as we see in Revelation 12, he's trying to take the offspring of the woman, or the church, and he's trying to destroy them. So blessed are we as well, if we will hold to the prophecy in this particular book. The prophecy of those who overcome. Yes, there was the prophecy for the Roman Empire, but if you look at Revelation 20, verse 7, all the way to the end of the book, we learn of the judgment day that's coming. And for those whose names are written into the book of life, they will not have to face the second death. They will not be cast into the lake of fire that burns forever and ever. Rather, they will spend eternity with God in the new heavens and the new earth. So, as John says here, as Jesus says here, and John records it, how blessed is that person? I want to be blessed, and I hope you do too. And what an encouraging verse here from Jesus that's been recorded by John. Remember to keep the words of God. The book of Revelation is a great book to study, but we have 26 other books in the New Testament to look to, whether it be the 4 gospel accounts that tell us about the ministry and the life of Jesus while he was on the earth. Or maybe it's the history book of Acts, or the letters from Paul, or the letters from Peter, or all these other wonderful messages we have. But there's also, again, 39 books in the Old Testament for us to learn the nature of God and how he treated his people, but also how he expected them to live righteously. We need to make sure we are doing everything we can to look at God's word and put it into our lives. That's why it's so important for us to understand how to rightly divide God's word on our own. Be someone who is going to be blessed on Judgment Day, because you've kept the prophecies in this book and in all the books, and you've kept God's word all the way until death. Thank you again so much for tuning in this week. I hope this has been an encouragement for you. It's always an encouragement for me to get to study this. And again, we'll see you next week.